My wife and I are entrepreneurs. We're in an industry that's very unstable. We own a company that specializes in the oil and gas industry.
So it's a company that can be doing great one day and the next it's completely down, right? And that's what happened to us. 4 years ago, I started experiencing stress issues. When the industry went down, my stress began to rise to such high levels that I couldn't control it. My body started to spiral out of control.
That caused me lupus, which progressed to a point where, as Alma said, right, I went from being a hyperactive person to becoming completely dependent because it worsened so much that I reached a point where I had to totally rely on my wife. Things really started to get worse, you know.
To such an extent that I was entirely reliant on her for everything, from my personal care to the most fundamental things like eating and my hygiene. And that later on evolved into a serious cancer problem. A cancer that initially began as skin cancer, but then it spread internally. It started to advance. Thank God they detected it when it was located beneath my chest. Very early on. I went through 11 chemotherapies, of which I was scheduled for 21. During that process, I was already taking this wonderful product of Immunocal, right?
Before that, guys, I was seeing doctors all over throughout the United States. We visited doctors you wouldn't even imagine, and with absolutely no results at all. By the time I was already taking the product,
I was taking 86 pills every single day for my problems, for one thing, then another, for so many different ailments, you know. So what did all that cause? My liver and my kidneys got severely damaged from such heavy use of medicine, of medication.
And so, as a result of that, things got complicated. It also became an emotional problem, a problem of what's the word?
From depression. So it began to increase my intake of pills. And thank God it was a slow process, right? But I certainly started to notice the changes, I'd say very quickly, because in just 16 days I began to regain movement in my joints. I started to move my hands. For me, guys, that was
a very big step, right, ma'am? Because from being totally dependent on her, starting to move my hands and starting to have a little more movement, well, that already started to give me a little more hope. A slow process, but as of today, I've been taking Immunocal for exactly 2 years, completely cancer-free, thank God. My liver, my kidneys are totally restored, and my liver like a 15-year-old's, so I am feeling very, very grateful to God, first of all, and to the person who gave me the opportunity to try this product.